Okay, now we're going to look at the chart of accounts. Chart of accounts is on the accounting module. The chart of accounts is a key component on finance, on how we set up our accounting structure and how our financial statements are done or developed. So the key components of the accounting, from the accounting perspective of the chart of accounts, are set. So when you looked at type, are set by the system and do not change. The setup was done through settings. So when you looked at settings, is where we have account detail types. Account detail types are key. So that is your different account types. Any account would follow under the set account types when you're looking at our accounting. So it has to be within the parameters of an asset, a fixed assets, a liability, a short-term liability, a long-term liability. Those types, we set them in our mapping and they do not change when we looked at our accounting types. So those drives what we have here in our accounting as chart of accounts. So from a chart of accounts, we have the system comes up already with a preset chart of accounts. So we have all the accounts that you need to set to be up and running. However, the system gives us the opportunity, one, to introduce our own accounts and rename accounts the way we want to rename them. And number two, we can import a chart of accounts from another system and import them to IXLCORE. So the first way is we can add an account, a chart of accounts. We have the account type. All these account types we've spoken do not change. They are all constant. They will not change. So any account we're introducing will fall under these account types. So for instance, we want to introduce an account to deal with expenses. We have realized we do not have an expense account that has to deal with our own travel. Then we have a detail type of that account, whether it's in any of these details, the cost of labor, or any type that we are falling under here. So we can do delivery, we can do supplies, we can do travel and expenses, general admin, or travel expenses when you're doing selling. So maybe I take that as general admin in terms of travel. So we call this air ticket. We can put numbers. We saw from the general setting, once we give the accounting number, so our total chart of accounts and our TB will come up with numbers. If you want to put numbers, if you do not want to put numbers, we will ignore that. This account can be on its own, or it can be an underlying account which is having a different parent. So we can have an account which is the main account, and then that can be a subparent of this. So we can say our management compensation includes an air ticket to travel. So it can be a parent. This is a parent account. Then we have this account. So we want to know when our management travel, what we spend on air ticket. So the main parent account is management compensation. However, in that account, we want to specifically have an air ticket account where we'll be able to know exactly how much you spend on management compensation on air ticket. So once you've done that, you can put in the narrations on that, and then we submit. So we submit, that means that account is updated. So under our ledger accounts, we have that account and the parent account being management expenses account that we had earlier on taken. So management compensation was the parent account. We have air tickets here as an account under that. So what happens when you are looking at a summarized profit and loss, you see management compensation, the total figure. However, when you're going to look at the detailed income statement, you're going to see the lines that are falling under management account. All right, the system allows us again to import. Therefore, with this button of import function, we can import. And then, like we saw, we can import, we can download a sample Excel sheet. This Excel sheet allows us to fill in the format of how the system would want to see the entries, the the accounts and the account numbers being uploaded to the system. So you have to know the type of account, the subtype of that account, and the account code if you want, but it's not compulsory because we're not putting any codes. We have this as a sample already for us. So the system comes with this Excel sheet giving us a sample of what we need to do, how we need to input the various parameters here. So you have your accounts, the type is current, subtype is an inventory, then you have your account name, whatever account name you want to put, and then if it's a sub account, you put in the sub account on this. So we can have this, put it on Excel, upload them to create the chart of accounts. So that's how simply we create the chart of accounts in IXLCORE. Thank you very much.